Okay, you release this album. By the time you're releasing the album, have you released the next video? Or did that come together?
Comme si, comme ça.
Okay.
The chronology is not too great. But you know, in 2005 is when I released my testimony. And I believe in 2005 is also when I released Mpenzi. So Mpenzi, very interesting. Big shout out Pastor Mlandi, Zabo. Zabo gave me a great venue at Stony Athi.
Yo.
The land belongs to the late General Mulinge. Really cool space. And the mom was very open and she allowed us to shoot. And we went to Areki, talked to the mom, asked permission, and she said, cool, man, we'll support you. What do you need? I told her, I just need this house the way it is. I'll put the camera here and I film. She's like, sa. So we filmed it. I brought some of my friends from church as actors. Yeah, so this is a very interesting story. Yeah. So Manjeru, I believe Manjeru was an IT guy. So Manjeru, after we record, Manjeru is a very talented vocalist. I think even how I met Manjeru was through Kanji. So I was like, I wanted to have my album to have different flavors. That's why you see me work with different producers, recording different studios, and also feature different artists. So like, I wanted somebody who could sing a ballad. And remember, I told you my background was country into the R&B hip hop space. So my when I think R&B, it clicks Tevin Campbell. It takes Tony Braxton, Babyface. You know, I wanted that kind of sound. So, and I'd write my songs, I'd write my lyrics, and come up with the melodies. Then I'd look for a vocalist who I feel can best chomoa this melody like this.
Oh, so
I seek with the, let's say,
you write everything.
I write everything. So if you look at my album, you see written by. So where somebody has co-written, I credit them.
Like Anza Tena with Riga.
Yeah, Riga wrote French. Mimi French. Je ne comprends pas. Bro, like my fathers, their verses, they wrote themselves. You know, so I credit them. But so now for the vocalists, I've always like had an ear, and I'm like, who can do this? So I listen to people's songs or people's recordings or demos, and then I'm like, yeah, let's try this guy on this song. So I bring them in the studio, and then I teach them the melody. So we work with the producer. So I teach them the melody, and then the producer assists now because also melody helps in the additional elements on a track, a track list. Yeah,
that's crazy. So anyway, so the video.
So Manjeru says he can't be in the video again. Second time, he says he's not about publicity, he's not trying to be in the public life. So we are trying to bembeleza the guy it katars. So I'm like, this song from Mpenzi, I can't be singing the hook. Me, I'm not a singer, I'm a rapper. So I need somebody to act in the video. So I got my boy K1. Big shout out K1. So K1, people call A Makmende. People call K1 Manjeru, but he's not Manjeru. He's just an actor.
Yep.
But he played it very well. So obviously I had to teach him the song. I gave him the CD, go listen, cram, memorize, we rehearse, so that when he's ad-libbing in the video, it's in sync. And it also gives the editor easy time to edit. So it was awesome. And Kiguta was playing my wife in that video. So it's a story about love. It's a story about waiting for your one love and that love being founded in Christ. You know, because they say that Christ is the author of marriage, and any marriage that is not set in Christ is bound to fail. That's profound, right?
It does later on.
Hallelujah. Yeah. Life sometimes is full circle.
Yeah, you
come back to your truth. Yeah, you come to take your own advice. Praise Jesus.
I love it.
Yeah, man. So, it's what it is.
It's what it is.
Yeah.
Pamoja first met you got me looking at you on our eyes, man. It was like I was in another planet where the lilies and palm trees are dancing like a banquet. I was in my own world running around dancing, cause the way you look brought joy to the evening. It got worse when I found myself walking towards you, not in control of my feelings about you, not even knowing how I was going to approach you. Didn't care if I wasn't gonna get dismissed, cause deep inside I had a good feeling about this. Looking at you closely, so warm and so simple, a beautiful smile, got a glimpse of your dimples. This was a movie for sure, it was a sequel. This the day I met you, put my heart in a prison, life change. You introduced me.
Mpenzi, ninakupenda, shukuru Mola kwa kutuleta pamoja. Siku ya ndoa nitangoja, kwani wewe ni penzi langu namba moja. Mpenzi, ninakupenda, shukuru Mola kwa kutuleta pamoja. Siku ya ndoa nitangoja, kwani wewe ni penzi langu namba moja. Mpenzi, ninakupenda, shukuru Mola kwa kutuleta pamoja. Siku ya ndoa nitangoja, kwani wewe ni penzi langu namba moja. Mpenzi, ninakupenda, nashukuru Mola kwa kutuleta pamoja. Siku ya ndoa nitangoja, kwani wewe ni penzi langu namba moja.
That song Chomokas. Now let me not lie to you. That's actually how I heard about DNG.
Yeah.
Forget even Samehewa Nini. For me, I'm just newly born again. I'm watching Straight Up with Grace Msalame.
Yeah. Hey, big shout out, Grace.
And I'd seen Grace Msalame also at Bapo.
Yeah,
and I'm
was
like,
in the
yo,
same church, yeah.
I'm also on Gong Road. I start coming to Bapo. That song blows up.
Yeah. And you know, Mpenzi was a very interesting song because
Great video.
yeah, thank you. At least in my production began to improve.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you are ahead. Let's again
For
say
the time, at the
you
time,
could
yes.
count the amount of people doing music videos. This is 2005. Or
Yeah.
2006 almost. Five, eh? Who was doing music videos in 2005?
Very few of us. Very few of us, yeah.
And then after that, your next video you even set the bar.
Yeah. Hey, now I did Ted Josiah, Blue Friends. We'll come to that.
Yeah.
Big shout out Ted. So and here now we started doing multicam video shoots, any multi-angle, like
For which one?
now from Mpenzi.
Oh, nice.
Now I'm stepping up the game.
Who shot the video?
What was the guy's name, man?
You'll see.
Unless you check the credits.
Yeah, you'll see on the credits. Yeah.
You guys have worked with so many people. Some of these things potea. I think the girl's called Simon. If I'm not wrong, it's the same guy who shot Samehewa, who shot Mpenzi. The same guy.
I get it.
So I retained him as a producer,
Even
but now I
stepped
insisted
up.
on better cameras. Now I put in more money, so able now to hire better cameras. It's that time I think we're shooting on Panasonics. Yeah, kitu mzuri. Kitambo we're shooting on high 8s. I don't know if anyone knows what a high 8 is. You have to Google that.
Those are
It's
for the digs.
kitambo,
It's for the
man.
digs.
The cassette was a big thing. Yeah, it's like a handicam, man. This is nimeenda Mombasa with my family, like low budget farm, but like there was no money.
Yeah.
So me, I've gotten some cheddar. I'm investing. I'm budgeting that cash now. I'm panging it. Like I need to pay this producer this. I need to pay this video.
I need to do
director
distribution.
this.
I need to sell
Yeah,
this many.
I need to print. I need to pay a designer. Mbithi Masia was the guy who designed my
Nice.
album cover.
Nice. He's even in the video, if I'm not wrong. No, he's not
He's
in
in one video. I think Anza Tena.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then later they would Shikana and Duma Kumende,
Yes.
Blinky Bill,
Yeah.
and all that. So yeah. So we shot that video there, and Mpenzi was a huge success because I believe this love is a very beautiful concept. And funny enough, if you Google DNG, most of the things that appear is about my love stories. I don't know why, but people have always been intrigued by my love life. But love is, if you look at movies, if you look at series, love is a theme that transcends across backgrounds, across gender, across age bracket. Like you can watch a love story with your lady and your guka and your young bro or sis, and everyone is understanding the plot. You see what I mean? And God is love. So
Of the greatest, this love.
yes, the greatest is love. And then also, it was at a time when Christians were not expected to sing about love. Christians were expected to sing,
Ufungue Bible.
tumeokoka, you know?
Yeah.
But DNG now comes and sings, Mpenzi we, mina kupenda, nashukuru Mola kwa kutuleta pamoja, siku ya ndoa, nitangoja kwani we ni penzi langu namba moja penzi we. You know, so I was breaking and shattering all boundaries, barriers, everything.
Yeah.
I was demolishing status quo.
Yep, that's true.
People did not like it, but those who did
Loved it.
loved it. Like, I was giving my generation a voice. So I remember asking Pastor Mlandi, and we'd organize youth camps and all that, and that's how I started doing events. I'd organize youth camps, do logistics, get Transi, Panga
Babo.
program for Nairobi Baptist Church.
Yo.
Yes. All that. Even like
Those were cool, the camps
they'd
you
have
go to.
school buses, and I introduced them to Jimsy school bus. Who was my neighbor. Till I think today they use Jimsy.
Yeah.
That was my connect. Big shout out. Like that Mzee.
Do you know what I hear
is
from your
inspiration.
story? You are first a business person before a musician.
Yeah.
Your character is first business. That's you're almost like an entrepreneur business person. Then the creative comes in. So the creative has to mold into this
Yeah.
business structure of a person that you are.
And that's why, for me, the music disappointed me because it did not have return on investment. I was disappointed that my music could not pay back the money that I put in.
Yeah.
In terms of album sales and gigs and stuff like that. And that's why I decided to let it go and pursue art in a different manner. And I took a paradigm shift now into MCing.
Yeah.
And MCing unlocked radio, which unlocked television, which unlocked events and activations.
Your mouth has
And
been
the
able
rest.
to do wonders.
Yeah.
So okay,
It's history.
so you release this song. Does it catapult you as a musician?
Mad. Because Mpenzi transcended even into what we used to call at the time secular.
Exactly.
So the secular is what we call mainstream today. It's there was gospel and secular. It was a big divide. But today you have, it's neither here nor there,
Yes.
you know.
Again, then it was very rare
Distinct, yeah.
to hear If D'Souza play a gospel song.
Yeah.
So here is If D'Souza playing Mpenzi.
Yeah.
On Capital's Top 9 at 9.
Exactly. So like it transcended. So now people who are playing music that belong to secular artists would play Mpenzi in the mix. So let's say you have an Onini track or a Juakali track, a Prezo track, you have a DNG track. So my brand became mainstream. So it began to transcend. So in the Pulse, you'd read, excuse me, or even the Bars on Nation, you'd read about secular artists, and then DNG.
The social media of our time.
Yeah, that time there was no Facebook, there was no Twitter.
That just started 20 years.
At that time we had High Five, beg your pardon.
High5.com.
High Five and MySpace. We didn't even YouTube was
Nada.
non-existent. So we couldn't even promote our music. So we were dependent extremely on media houses supporting and pushing the art form. So beyond that, now how I'd publicize myself is through the gigs, going to high schools, going to universities, going to prisons, doing gigs, for like Word of Life. We're doing a camp for youth. The grand finale, DNG has been invited. I'm performing with gospel fathers.
So you did become the biggest gospel artist for a time.
Yeah. Bro, from when I won Kora, I've never lost a chaguo until when I stopped doing gospel music.
Yo, can you remember your first? Okay, what was after Kora? What was the next award you won? Chaguo.
Chaguo Latinis. I won chaguo every year. Every year. Best songwriter, gospel artist, nini hizo. Nazichota. Year in, year out. And you see, my fan base was organic. It's people, when you're talking about Chaguo Latinis, I used to perform for teenies every weekend, perhaps 3, 4, 5 times a week.
Dude,
in different schools.
Let me remind you a story.
Yeah.
Can you remember me, you, and Jugush? We jump into their new, is it Pro Box? Not Pro Box, that car.
A Toyota, those DXs.
Yes, that they had been
Corolla.
bought. And where do we go?
Kitale or Nyeri? Nyeri.
Nyeri.
Yeah.
Me, you, and Jugush, we do like 6 high schools.
Yeah,
Nyeri,
back to
Bako, this is the other, and this is why I know you are huge. Even there, the chicks were just, were the MCs, were the guys on sound, were the 3 guys on that place.
And for me, it's also like how I learned even how to do events, planning, logistics. You have to have transport accommodation. You have to have PA. That was my training ground. But you're right, like the love has always been enormous. And for me, my love from fans is countrywide. It's it's not just Nairobi. So sometimes, you know, I used to see people like hating online, but when I go on ground, that story is not even there. Like I remember doing a show for Tusker later after I stopped doing gospel. Tusker, we did it in I did Meru, Simba Wells, and I did a club called Beehive in Maua. This is like when I joined Jomino. Bro, that time my scandal for backsliding, my scandal for DNG amewacha gospel, sasa nakunywa pombe ina trend huku Nairobi sana. You know, sometimes people forget, this is a country of 47 plus million Kenyans. So when you're trending in a newspaper that is only big in Nairobi, a newspaper that the president amesema ni ya kuvunga nyama, vitu kwa ground ni different. So sometimes you know, I laugh when I see people talking about me sharing my screenshots on Instagram. Those are how many people you're talking to? Very few. Kwa ground, take DNG on ground and see, watch my gigs. It doesn't matter what people write or say at DNG. Kwa hiyo bashi ya Tusker, watu wanakata maji na imba hizo songs za banjuka na nini. People are like, hapana, sasa tuimbie ya gospel. Because that's the DNG they know. They're like, imba paka hizo. Na kuna veve mogoka inatoka kwa nyama.
Do you imba them?
Napiga, si wameitisha. It wasn't even part of my performance track. So now I have to ask the DJ, do you have this? Of course he does. So I'm pigging it. I'm pigging for them Mpenzi.
That is okay.
We're
going to get to this. You know, there's so much. I even forgot about the Jomino Storo.
We'll get there.
But okay, let me ask about this, and then we talk about the transition out of gospel. Anza Tena. Because, and the reason why I'm asking about this is because for me, you've always, quality-wise, you've always been about stepping up things. And when you did Anza Tena, I was like, okay, this guy now we're no longer talking on. Even gospel guys are looking at you like, hey,
this is too much.
We need to learn from DNG.
So what happened is, I've always
and by the way, now are you making money? This is another thing I remember. You were charging guys for shows.
I started making money later. When I was doing gospel, I wasn't making any money.
You weren't charging guys?
I wasn't being paid, bro. I swear to God, like
Niku uza tu CDs.
Kuza tu CDs. That's how I used to survive, selling CDs. I used to sell CDs, tapes. I used to sell posters.
Hey, T-shirts. Hey, bro, you had merchandise.
Yes, I used to sell them. So when I'm seeing guys that they have a label today, I did that.
Dude, you also had fans from abroad. Remember when I would come and buy albums from you
and send.
And then I because I funguada iTunes. But with FedEx, iTunes, but with delivery. But guys from abroad would buy it. I mean, I wasn't making revenue off it. That's why I stopped. But the demand was there.
Exactly, revenue was chini. Demand has always been there. But sometimes I felt like our generation also did not have enough money to buy and support the craft.
Because your album was going at 5 sock.
I sold my album at 500 because I invested so much in it. Then, you know, if I sell my album at 500 and a store picks it up, let's say Asanans or Kasangas, now they take it to like 850, 1,000 shillings. You see?
I get. Okay.
So a bit expensive. And then those were the days before downloads. We couldn't sell online. It was really hard. So Anza Tena for me was a very important step, as you say, in terms of quality. So I used to watch Ted Josiah's videos. I'd watch Prezo. I'd watch Dij. Nikki. And I'm like, this quality is phenomenal, man. And so I don't even know how I met Dij and Kina Mongolo. I can't remember exactly where I met them, but I got introduced to Ted Josiah, and I went to Ted.
I'm sure they came to you for its VP.
I think it was his VP, and that's how we started talking, because Mongolo used to do that thing of Waji for the window, baby, crazy stuff, and I used to find it really hilarious. And I remember telling Ted, I went to Ted with my vision. I told him, Ted, I've been seeing your videos, blue frames, and anything you put your name to, from Kinahari Kimani, high top quality, man. I was like, I want to do
Chuki.
Waire, and I want to do a really good video that will change the game for my craft and also set the bar for gospel music, you know. And so I decided to pick one of my best songs for my album, Anza Tena, which is a song I really liked. And Anza Tena I tested, you know, in the market, and I realized when I get on stage and I do that thing for hey, It's crazy. It's crazy. People
Your
were
chorus were
responding.
like MCs.
Yeah.
It's like you're MCing.
It's like I was MCing.
Yeah.
So I realized now if I put a video, it will push this song to the next level, to give me more eyeballs and visibility. So I told Ted, let's do it. So we actually shot that video, majority of it in Ted's office. There's a place where it's like a club scene. That's his. So he used to have a house with a studio and all that. So that's where we shot it. Then part of it I shot at Nairobi Safari Club, Lillian Towers in town. They sponsored me and gave me the penthouse.
So how did you get that?
Confidence, bro, like going in and talking to people.
So let's say there's a young guy now watching.
So bro,
Because you did not connect. Did you have anyone?
No, I didn't have connects. Like there's beauty in self-belief and knocking on doors. Knock on doors and they shall be open. Knock on doors, they shall be open and you shall enter.
Yo.
Or you shall break in and sit on the sofa set. So I walk in, I tell these guys at Lillian Towers, hey, my name is DNG. At that time, everyone knows DNG. Once I was to Kanisa, I think like there's something special about starting in church because there's favor, the favor of God. And church people like gospel music, so they support it. And then I'd met a lady called Waki, big shout out. She's a big time lawyer. And Waki gave me her husband's Benz, not a Benz, a BMW, I beg your pardon. And I drove that Benz in the video. I didn't have even cash to hire a car. You know how artists are hiring cars in videos? Your time hakuna do kama hiyo. So it's favors and talking to people. So I met Waki through a friend and she supported my music. And she was ready to support my career. And so the husband came at night with the car, gave me the car. We drove in Tao filming. I returned the car. Asante sana ni gari mzuri.
What?
And then I got a friend of mine called Tabu to feature in the video. She's the chick dropping the towel and all
Nini
that. Nini Washira's younger sister, Tabu Gater. Then of course Riga had met him through Kubamba K Crew, so he was one of the young MCs, and I found Riga's rap so English, and I was like, hey, you guy from the States or what? Come on this track. Then he delivered and we shot a great video. And Anza Tena had a mix of the story and the energy. Towards the end, we're doing that thing we used to do at Bapo Yani, and that video changed the game. Even for me, it's one of my best videos. I remember shooting it in Tao, like on a Sunday, there's nobody. So we used to shoot on Sunday morning, early 7. Kabla watu waanze kutoka church nini, yaanze kuwa makelele na watu wengi, una shoot mapema. Ted Josiah. And then let me tell you a funny story in this Anza Tena story. So I give Ted the down payment, and then he used to have this guy, I can't remember his name. I can't remember the guy's name. So Ted had this worker who used to do logistics or ops, and he was given cash to buy lights, the bulbs. And he put them.
No way.
Ashiki simu siku ya shoot. Mse OPP ameenda amepiga kongo amezima. So siku ya shoot tunatafuta mse, hatuna lights nini. Hizo makadi ilikuwa noma, but finally aliamka na akakam. I can't remember his name. I remember it.
That's funny.
Nilifanya vitu mingi mbaya na Yesu kanisamehea sasa mimi nimeanza tena Dear Jesus, forgive me for my sins, forgive me for I've done very many bad things, forgive me for the things that I've done to the chicks, playing the chicks, mistreating the chicks, doing the things that we see in the clips, spraying the chicks and slaying the chicks, whether in the streets or up in the gigs, was a really bad boy just showing them tricks. Sentify, sijuini semeate, hizo siku nilikuwa misijali, kawatenda magala nikawa hawafai, kavyombo vya kutumikiwa kama karai, wao wanalia nami nimefurahi. sifichi, mimi nasema wazi wazi, kwani zamani nilishatoka pale, hayo yote sasa mudhini ya awali. Heo, nilifanya vitu mingi mbaya, heo, na Yesu kanisamehea, heo, sasa mimi nimeanza tena, heo, 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 heo.
Girl, I'm tired of the lies that I told and the tricks that I pulled. They were getting really old really fast. You be thinking that the time that we spent was a blast. When you look to the past, I went against the thoughts of the master. We were going faster and faster to destruction and disaster. Your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. All of them should fear it. No one should get near it, cause you know that you're a princess, a daughter of the king. Nobody should touch you until they get that ring on your finger. Don't let it linger. Anza kuringa kidogo kwa jina la Yesu. Safisha machali waweke kwa hali ya juu, waweze kusifu mkuu. Safisha mamanze, kweli kuna dawa, njo chukue watu wa power.
Heo, nilifanya vitu mingi mbaya, heo, na Yesu kanisamehea, heo, sasa mimi nimeanza tena, heo, 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 heo.
Okay, you release this thing, reception.
Awesome. Top. I you know, I pushed that level of gospel hip hop mainstream. Like, you could play my Anza Tena jam with the big boys in the hip hop industry at the time. You
That's
know,
true.
You could place it with a Juan, Oninia, Prezo, Bamboo.
That's true. Okay, let's talk now about this transition.
Yeah.
Because me, I've this now, and I've met you, and I remember would come and with Njugushin, we're like, hey, you guys don't go.
Yeah. So
you don't, please, man. I remember going to USIU like DNG, but it's not even, for me, it wasn't even about going to USIU.
Yeah.
It was, I could see your questions were like, yo, Amauri. But what I love you for is, dude, you've never been again on the fence.
yeah. I'm either hot or cold, bro.
You're all in. Even till today, you're all in.
Yeah.
Or I hope until today, you're still like that.
Straight.
So let's talk about this transition, because, hey, it was great.
So I began questioning my faith. And if you listen to my album, you'll hear a lot of that. You'll hear temptation, you'll hear hold on. So my testimony, I'm telling myself and I'm also telling others. It's a conversation, like just like this. And I've always been honest with my art and my brand. And so when I'm talking about struggling with the chiles and that kind of life, it's exactly who I've been. It's not a story. It's a battle I've had for many years, even through my adulthood, you know. And that's where some of these scandals chomoka from, right? And I remember asking God, like, why is this journey so difficult? Why is it that the things that I want to do, man, I don't do, but the things that I don't want to do is what I do? Huh? I'm such a wretched man. Who's gonna save me? That's on my album. Somebody help me. Like, and I remember questioning, like, am I the only one who's struggling like this? Or are you out there, you know, who's also experiencing this challenge? So as young people trying to conform to the church and to the faith, it was extremely difficult because of background and also the elements around us. So for me, I started questioning, like, why can't I have a mama? So I remember there was a thing we used to be taught in church called master mission mate, that you had to meet your master, understand your mission, and then align your mate to your mission. So until you understand your mission, you can't get a mate aligned to your mission. So I'm like, so I can't date. That time, like, I was dating this Chilean church man, say, it's on, yani. So I'm like, why can't I have this, yani? And I remember asking Pastor Mlandi, like, this story of Master Mission Mate, where is it in the Bible? Iko wapi? Ulisikia wapi? Like, unatufunza based on nini? Oh, iko kwa mission, ati sijui bibi ya nani alimsaidia hizo ni madoctrines za watu. Kwa Mungu anasema tu love your neighbors, you love yourself, and the greatest of this is love. Hakuna story mingi. So sisi tunaekanga vikwazo mingi kwa faith ambayo inafukuza watu nje ya kanisa ba. And that's where for me I was like, this is not working for me. This is not what I want to do. I was questioning why I can't listen to secular music, why I can't go to the club, why I can't have a drink. That doesn't mean I don't love God. I love God till today, man. I have a relationship.
Changed about that?
No, I have a relationship with God till today. In fact,
that's a very good question.
nowadays I think I'm even more forgiving. I'm more honest, I'm more understanding than kitambo when I was a gospel artist. So I believe like God walks with you, and once God anoints you and God chooses you, you never cease to be his child.